Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Gudash. Double honor unto the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. The elders of Great Millstone, and of course, peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Thus sincere servants of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, servant with truth and sincerity. Yeah, so we're coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. This lesson will be based off of the name, the importance of the name, and really, who's going to be calling on the true name. Because as we know, the scriptures say how basically there's going to be an elect that call upon the name of the Lord, the true name of the Lord. Because as we know, the world ignorantly calls, the majority of the world ignorantly calls the Most High and His Son God and Jesus, which are completely not even biblical at all. When you go into the scriptures, and when you actually go into the ancient text, the Hebrew, you'll get totally different names than God and Jesus. So we're going to go into that. So this real quick, Ecclesiasticus, that's known as Sirach, chapter 17 and 10 says, "And the elect shall praise His holy name." Yeah, and keep in mind, it didn't say in the whole world shall praise His holy name. It didn't say all people shall praise His holy name. It said, and the elect shall praise His holy name. So what does this mean? This means that the Lord, by the Spirit, or really through His prophets, because as we know, the Lord uses His prophets as the mouthpiece, or as His mouthpiece, to speak onto the people. Starting with, of course, Abba Bivens, Elder Abba Bivens, and then on down, of course, the elder apostles of Great Millstone and elders on down. What they have been teaching our people the true name of the Lord. And of course, the elect having the ears to hear, because the Lord has given the elect the ears to hear. They're going to hear those prophecies and, of course, the truth, which the true name of the Heavenly Father is also within the truth. You can't call upon any name you want. You can't call upon Jesus and God. The scriptures say how the Lord has a name, not just any name. So read again. It says Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 and 10. It says, and the elect shall praise His holy name. Yeah, so the elect. So the Lord's going to speak, again, through the spirit of His prophet, or through His prophets, unto His elect to speak the truth. And the elect will have the ears to hear. Having the ears to hear, or really, having the gift to hear the truth, because not everybody's going to hear the truth. Not every Israelite is going to repent unto the Lord and come back. The Lord has only given the truth 100% unto the elect of the nation of Israel. So this real quick, Jeremiah chapter 7 or 4, or Jeremiah chapter 17 and 4, it says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Yeah, so this right here is prophecy that we will lose our heritage. Of course, us Israelites, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos, we ultimately lost our heritage, and that also includes the Israelite foreigners who have been scattered amongst these other nations, because the scriptures speak about in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 64 how our people will be scattered amongst these other nations. So our people have been scattered amongst these other nations, and as well, what we went through those curses spoken about in Deuteronomy chapter 28, 16 on down. And one of those curses is that we will lose our heritage. Now, us losing our heritage will mean that we will lose the name of the Lord. So what happened? What happened during 1492 and 1619? 1492 is when you had, of course, the conquistadors, Christopher Columbus, his real name being Cristobal Colon. Well, he came here, of course, to the Americas and slaughtered the so-called Native Americans, Latinos, which is, of course, those are the names that they put upon those people today. They slaughtered them and they completely indoctrinated them with lies. Coming one of the biggest lies coming, or that they came with was what the true name, or what the name of the Lord and the Son is. They came with God and they came with Jesus Christ. Those are the names that they came with to deceive our people. And what? Guess what? Us losing our heritage really means that we will lose our customs. We will lose our power, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And what? The Lord basically using our enemies, these conquistadors and Esau, the so-called white man, that take us down. What? The Lord given us unto idols. Because as we know, of course, we are going off. The curses ultimately were put upon the nation of Israel for a reason, because we were going off, and of course being disobedient, worshiping false gods, and just being wicked. So the Lord punished us by sending our enemies onto us. So it says again, Jeremiah chapter 17:4, and thou even thyself shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I'll cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Yeah, and we're serving our enemies. Currently, in America, of course, the northern kingdom of Israel was already here in the Americas, but even with the southern kingdom, the majority of them being brought from West Africa, because as we know, we fled from Israel after this Roman persecution of 70 AD. We fled onto West Africa, the majority of the southern kingdom. And they got rounded up and brought into slavery onto the Americas. But ultimately we're serving our enemies and in foreign lands, right? We're serving our enemies, man. We're slaves and captives under our enemies, being the heathen, starting with Esau, Edom, and as well that includes the rest of the heathen. So yeah, we lost the name. So that's why you have the majority of our people calling upon Jesus Christ, which again, when you go into for example, let's read verse 5 real quick, Jeremiah chapter 17:5. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh his flesh, or says, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh. So when you get this word for, and by the way, when you see the word, the word Lord in all caps, or you see God in all caps, that means that within the original text of this that same verse, for example, Jeremiah chapter 17:5, that word for Lord in all caps really was within the original text, the Hebrew, the name of the Lord. The regular, when you just see the first or the L capitalized and the rest, the O-R-D, just lowercase, that means that was just a title. Usually Lord being out of one in the Hebrew. But when you see Lord in all caps or God in all caps, this is what you get right here. As you can see, I'm zooming in. You get Yahweh. That's how you say it. That's the real pronunciation, how you say it. Because, if you just look it up and go based off how what the small hats pronounce their, this how they're going to pronounce
Strong's H 3068. Yehovah. Yehovah.
Which that makes completely no sense. Because as we get right here, I have the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the true pronunciations. And as you see, the top has the ancient Hebrew language, the ancient Hebrew alphabet. And you see how the middle, and as you can see, the middle is Assyrian Hebrew language, which is, of course, that's the same alphabet that what they use in the so-called modern day Hebrew. And I say so-called is because the pronunciations are completely made up. These pronunciations, of course, we believe to be given unto us through the Spirit, because at the end of the day, those small hats aren't the true people of the Lord. The Lord said that He would turn back onto us our language, give us, we'll be speaking the true language of Canaan, or the language of Canaan, as it says in Isaiah chapter 19 and 18. If you look up the language of Canaan, you'll get this exact same alphabet at the top, right here, the ancient Hebrew language, the Paleo Hebrew. So when you look up, so you got Yah right here. So let's go back real quick. You see how these letters right here, Yahweh, going back, you can link it up. These are in order. So you see the Yah right here. You see the Yah right here. Or can't even highlight it, but you see the Yah right here. You go up, you get the Paleo Hebrew Yah. This is right here. So Yah, and then getting Ha's right here. Go up, you get the Paleo Hebrew. So Ha, and then you see the Wa, and then you see the ending Ha right here. So going back, that's how you truly pronounce the name of the Lord, Yahweh. And as the scriptures say, the Lord revealeth His secrets unto the servants or prophets. This was once a secret to the majority of the world, the true pronunciation and the true way to say the Heavenly Father's name and the Son's name. But the Lord has revealed unto us His true name once again, as we're being brought into our heritage, our Israelite heritage, which our heritage, of course, is within the scriptures. The Bible was intended, or really is intended, for the Israelites. The laws and the statutes and commandments were given unto our people to keep. It's not given unto all nations. And the precepts within these scriptures is meant for our people to keep. This is Joel chapter 2, 32, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh shall be delivered. For in the Mount Zion," so it's like it says, "For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord Yahweh has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord Yahweh shall call." So there you have it. So it says, "Whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord." It didn't say any name. It said the name. So Lord, He only has one name. Just how everybody, on the planet Earth has one name. Yeah, you might have nicknames, but the Lord doesn't have any nicknames. If your name is John and I call you Thomas, not in any manner is similar to John. So yeah, the Lord, He has no nicknames. The Lord has no other name. He only has one name, which is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Let's go real quick to Matthew chapter 1. So when you get Matthew, so let's read it real quick. It says Matthew chapter 1 and 1, the book of the generation. Right here it says Jesus Christ. The book of the generation of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Yeah, and as we know, of course, within the King James, within really any Bible, they're going to say Jesus Christ. But as we know, the Lord put that as a stumbling block. The elect, they're going to call upon the true name of the Lord. And you can look this up anywhere, man. Any scholar, they might not be able to tell you the true name of the Heavenly Father and the Son, but they could definitely tell you that literally nobody in the ancient times was using the name Jesus Christ. Back in the time of the Messiah, nobody said Jesus Christ, as we know. The letter J didn't even exist until the 1500s. And the Lord was a Hebrew. He was born a Hebrew, man. He had his parents were Hebrew, so he was given a Hebrew name. The Greek way of saying what Jesus is Iesus, which again the disciples and the Israelites were calling upon a name, or using a Hebrew name to say the name of the Lord. So when you get this word, when you get so let's go ahead and get Jesus. As you can see, getting the root word for Jesus is Iesus, which again, that's not the name. The name of the Lord is within the Hebrew. So when you get the Hebrew origin, by the way, this is off too. His name is not Yahweh Shawai, or it says Yahweh Shawai. Yeah, that's not his name either. Because when you get, right here, it says Yahweh Shai. As you can see right here, Yahweh Shai, that's how you actually say it. Getting the name of the Lord. When you look up Yahweh Bashim Yoshai on Google, this is indeed the true way. Oh, accidentally exited out of it. Yeah, right here. So as you can see, the top says Yahweh. And by the way, you read Hebrew from right to left. So it says Yahweh, and in the bottom says Yahweh Shai. That's how you truly say it. Which, of course, within the Old Testament, Joshua, when you go into the Hebrew, it's the same name. It's Yahweh Shai, but Yahweh Shai was given the same exact name, which means Yah meaning he, and then Hawashai meaning delivers. He is a deliverer, or he delivers, he saves. And Yahweh meaning he exists, or he is. So just broke down the true names of the Lord, what the ancient Israelites were using back then. The true names that they were using in the ancient times. But as we know, we lost that at one point, the true names of the Lord. But what? In these modern day times, the Lord has given us the true names once again, which is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. So I just want to get that real quick to end it off. To get once again, Ecclesiastes chapter 17 and 10, it says, "And the elect shall praise his holy name." Yeah, so if you are a part of the elect, you're going to receive, of course, what's being said. But if you're not, then you're going to reject it. You're not. Ultimately, you're still going to call upon God and Jesus, which was given unto us by our oppressors, our slaves. Literally, nobody was calling upon Jesus before Esau came, of our people. Well, our people were speaking different languages. We weren't speaking English. We speaking. Well, as we know, of course, within the Native American tribes, but the Hebrew interpreters keep in mind how Christopher Columbus brought Hebrew interpreters with him, and the Hebrew interpreters described the language that the Native Americans were speaking to be a broken Hebrew, or in other words, a dialect of Hebrew. So it says, "And the elect shall praise his holy name." So at the end of the day, again, the Lord has revealed unto us his name, and the elect will have the ears to hear and to call upon the name of the Lord. But the rest, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, and ultimately the Israelites that aren't predestined to receive salvation. I mean, you might have some, of course, of the wicked Israelites who are not predestined to receive salvation. They might call upon the name of the Lord, but ultimately you won't be able to receive salvation because you're not going to be doing his will. As we know, the scriptures say how not everybody who says Lord, Lord shall receive the kingdom of heaven. Because not only do you have to call upon the true name of the Lord, that's the first step to receive salvation, you also have to do his will. You have to do what he said to do. You have to keep his commandments. You have to do what this book says, what the Lord commands us to do. Then, once you fit those two requirements, you call upon the name of the Lord, and you do his will onto the end, all the way onto the end of Yahushua's return. Then you're going to receive salvation. So there's requirements. But yeah, I believe that's the point. Lord's will, you brothers out there edified. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakurash, Brakathum. Shalom.